Yeah, Hellenic Nichigo. Kita house.
Well, this is another encounter that promises to be really good. It is Falcon taking on Hellenic, and it's the ladies this time round under the floodlights here at the St. John's AstroTurf. And I can tell you what, it looks like there was a kick clash there, and so Hellenic are wearing the lime bibs, and they'll be coming up against Falcon. Falcon, a very strong side when it comes to girls hockey, and they have been coming up the ranks and, of course, knocking on the door of the traditional giants, that is Arundel and Chisipiti.
Oh, absolutely. Nice to see some senior girls hockey here. We can see the Hellenic bench are cheering for the penalty corner that's been awarded. But remember, again, just to thank our sponsors for this production. Actually, thank you to the sponsors for...
Yes, that's accessory fitment center, and coming through and making sure that we can accessorize right here in the commentary box. And, of course, we can also see a fitment of fantastic hockey right here at the St. John's AstroTurf. So here we go with the penalty corner. It's been taken nice and short, whipping it straight in, but the shot doesn't go through. Good defense. Finally coming through. Can Hellenic get another shot? Again, back into the D. Can they get it through? Try to go for it, but the defense is resolute from Falcon, and they can breathe a sigh of relief there as it goes out again. But Hellenic will continue on the front foot here.
Oh, they will. They've started this game particularly well. They had to have an upset early on, unfortunately, so they'll be determined to get a positive result in this last game of the day for them.
Oh yes, talking about accessory fitment center, what a befitting moment.
Oh, what a befitting moment for real, because we are at the center and they are at the center of this production. Thank you so much to our sponsors.
All right, here comes Hellenic now. They are in the D. Can they get another shot off? But unfortunately, just not able to do so. So some good pressure from Hellenic as we're kicking off within this first quarter. And it is just only 3 minutes gone within this particular quarter, and lots more to play for and lots more to fight for.
Yeah, lots more to fight for, definitely. It's early days in this encounter. The possession has been with the Hellenic Academy team here. As we see again, they've got a free hit on the sideline. But remember, the sport has been off for 2 years. Is this back with a bang or what?
No, it's actually more than a bang. It's back with an atomic explosion. That's what we have. Hellenic trying to get back into the D again and send across. Goodness me. But in any case, let's go and see what will happen here just outside the 23-yard area. Hellenic have got a go-forward ball, now looking to spread it across, maybe break the defensive lines of Falcon. And now Falcon can try come away with it, but we can say an entanglement there that allows Hellenic to get the ball back. And
oh, we're talking about entanglements now, remember, but it is Hellenic Academy. They've still got possession. Territory tick, possession tick. Can they use this ball?
Oh, yes, they need to use it if they are to go into the lead. But Falcon now coming away. And It is a lot of fighting for the ball there, and Hellenic finally win that one. Hellenic trying to send it long. It does find a teammate looking to send it through, but the defense resolute from Falcon, but it comes back into Hellenic hands here. Trying to send it across, but unfortunately just running wide. And so Hellenic have been keeping Falcon pinned at this present moment. And what we can say is that Falcon actually hasn't entered the half of Hellenic.
They haven't, remember. And with such a strong start, Hellenic Academy need to back it up with consistency. Persistent. They need to continue. We saw in the previous game, Lomagande persisted. They kept knocking. They kept pushing. They got the results in the end. So Hellenic Academy mustn't be too disheartened by the fact that they haven't scored yet. They've got the possession. They've got the territory. They must keep pushing.
Oh, yes, they must keep pushing. At this point, Falcon need to get out of their own territory, because when you play hockey in the wrong territory, you get punished. And that's exactly what Hellenic are looking to do. Here they are, just outside the 23-yard area. A fantastic pass. Can it go into the D? She gets into the D, but oh, goodness me, she misses that one. But that was a key moment there. She was in acres of space, and I'm sure maybe the ball just running away from her as she was just about to launch it into the D.
Oh, remember, in the words of Shakira's song, the pressure's on. Falcon are feeling it.
Well, they are feeling it, and they have to feel their way out of their own half somehow, some way. But Hellenic are not letting them breathe even for 1 second. Hellenic sending it now into the D. Can they go for it? Unfortunately, they couldn't get a hockey stick on that one, but that's also another close shave.
It's oohs and ahs from the Hellenic bench, and why not? They are happy. They are loving the action here, and can they convert this pressure into goals?
Oh, yes, so Falcon will continuously be breathing a sigh of relief every time the ball goes out, and already we can see a couple of replacements coming on for Falcon, because they need to get some legs out there that can keep Hellenic out. The ball now being sent into the D, but Falcon standing firm. Hellenic pushing even further. They still do have the ball. Can they launch a shot? It looks like it's another penalty corner. So, hey, it is the oohs, the ahs, and of course the yays, because Hellenic are doing it right now.
And are we going to have a bigger yay in moments to come, because it is a penalty corner? Hellenic Academy, can they get a bigger yay? Remember.
Oh, yes, I'm sure they can get a bigger yay, because it is telling. The pressure is mounting, and a Falcon are buckling under it at the present moment. They can't seem to get out of their own territory. But here we go. Can it be shot in the right direction? It's well taken. Can it be set in the D? Here comes the shot. Oh, goodness me, that one just goes just wide, and I think that ends the spell of pressure that Hellenic have applied against Falcon.
Oh, plenty of pressure, remember. Unfortunately, not managing to get the deflection on that particular shot. It was a fantastic shot. Good ball speed. Unfortunately, it proved to be too strong for that player at post.
Oh, yes, it was a little bit too strong, but possession coming back again to Hellenic. I'm sure Falcon are getting a little bit tired of it. Now into the D. Can the cross come across? But Falcon here playing with danger. Very lucky that the player at the far post from Hellenic wasn't able to just stick out a stick, because that would have actually meant curtains, and it would have been a goal.
It would have been a goal for sure, remember. It adds on to the pressure that Hellenic are applying. Falcon really need to regroup soon. They need to get their outlet strategies sorted out. They've tasted some Hellenic half, remember. Can you believe it? They're pressing up the right side there.
Oh, yes, they're pressing up the right side, and that is the first amount of, a green area that they've been able to see right now. But here we go again. Falcon now looking to spread the ball. They need to spread the ball across the field. I can see Hellenic a little bit bunched up right now. If they were to spread it out to the near side, they would get some joy, but not happening. Hellenic there with a poor mistake and sending the ball straight into touch, and Falcon now can really mount their attack against Hellenic. So here we go. They are within the 23-yard area and now looking to get into the circle. That one taken by Hellenic. A wonderful opportunity. She decides to tap it forward. Falcon looking a little bit jittery in defense there. And well taken by Hellenic, but it looks like that was a foul. by Hellenic, but immediately repossessed. And Hellenic are just on the front foot. They don't know how to play on the back foot.
They don't know how to play on the back foot because the pressure's on. An error there by the Falcon defender, but doing well to recover there, and now looking for an outlet which meets another bib, but the umpire spotting an infringement there, so Falcon can breathe.
Oh yes, Falcon can breathe, but the question is how many times do they need to breathe, because they've been breathing a huge sigh of relief for the last 5 minutes, and they now need to actually be breathing and saying, look, now we've gotten a goal, now we've been able to attack, we've been able to keep some pressure in the circle of Hellenic, but that's not happening. Hellenic now with the ball in the D. The defense is all over the place by Falcon here, and if they don't organize it by the time they get into the second quarter, then we will see some goals from Hellenic.
Absolutely. I don't think, having said how Hellenic are on top, remember, I don't think it's too late for Falcon to get back into this game. They need to regroup maybe at the end of this first quarter, which is just over 2 minutes away. Regroup. There's another circle entry from Hellenic, but not finding Hellenic's stick. But I was saying, remember, it's not too late. Plenty of time. Falcon need to regroup. They can't wait for the first quarter buzzer to go.
Oh yes, they can't wait for it. I mean, I'm sure there's some anxious minds out there, and immediately there are 4 replacements coming on for Hellenic here. I think the first ladies will be taking some water and having a breath here to just relax, because it has been an intense first half. They have been doing all the hard yards and running, and Falcon have been suffering at their expense.
They have been suffering, and the scoreline says it all. It is goalless at the moment, but Hellenic Academy have been applying the pressure. Pressure with no goals, remember?
Yeah, pressure with no goals can be a little bit of a negative, but I can say that Hellenic have been putting on a lot in terms of momentum and pressure against Falcon. I'm sure the telltale signs are there. Falcon will crack if they continue to absorb all this pressure.
You're absolutely well said there, Rimbo. We are 8 seconds away from the buzzer going in this first quarter. So 2 seconds. 1 minute. Oh, it's a minute. I was thinking we're in seconds here. So there's still some time for Hellenic Academy to get the opener here. So they are applying the pressure. Circle entry. Well defended by Falcon ladies there. But it's only as far as, remember, another bib.
Oh yes, as far as another bib and going to another bib. But Falcon here now putting some pressure. They might just have an opportunity here to enter into the 23-yard area, but unfortunately just not finding enough outlets in order to get the ball into the 23-yard area. So I must say Falcon are sprawling right now at the way that Hellenic are going about things, but let us also remember that this is a game of 4 quarters, so they will have other quarters to actually recover and come into.
It is, remember, I made mention of it a little earlier on air that we do have a lot of time. Falcon are down in terms of possession territory, but they're certainly not out of this encounter. It's Hellenic number 5 with the charging run, and finally the buzzer has blown. We all need a breather. That was an hectic first quarter, remember.
Oh yes, it was a hectic first quarter. Unfortunately, no goals to tell the difference, but we'll be coming back with more commentary after this short break. First quarter done. It is Hellenic 0 and a Falcon College 0. So welcome back to the second quarter of this encounter. It's still 0-0 between Falcon College and Hellenic. And yes, we can say Hellenic has been on the front foot from the very first whistle. And Falcon are now trying to get themselves back into the game. But right now, it doesn't seem like as if it's working.
It's not working, but Hellenic need to convert the pressure into goals, remember. Because as far as I'm concerned, all this pressure, if it doesn't amount to goals, it's a draw at the end of the day.
Oh yes, here comes Hellenic. They were in the D, but a sweeping defensive block there by Falcon, and that should award again a short corner to Hellenic. Well, actually, it's a long corner, or it's just outside.
Yeah, it's just outside the 5-yard line. Actually, it's on the 23-meter line. So Hellenic Academy take it quickly. Individual play, get it into the circle. It's a foot just outside, so that will be taken from the 5-yard line. Hellenic continuing where they left off in the first quarter.
Oh yes, they are continuing. The question now is, how can Hellenic here just bury the chances, because they're coming through thick and fast, and you begin to rue these chances, especially if a sucker punch goal is sent through. Now Hellenic, unfortunately, they're making a mistake as they were getting into the circle and sending it into the D, and Falcon will now look to launch it forward. But even though it was a rocket, it was stopped dead in its tracks, and she was looking for the back flick, but unfortunately the no-look goal didn't quite come off.
Yeah, remember, touch wood, I don't want to have the commentators curse on Hellenic, but what often happens in games like this, where you keep mounting the pressure, there'll be a turnover, counter-attack, bang, they score, you're trailing.
Oh yes, and those goals tend to come against the run of play, as you rightly put it. Now Falcon now looking to edge forward here. It looks like they do have some good go-forward ball. They're continuously going, but then again, some good defense by Hellenic, looking to get out of their own 23-yard area. And Falcon are now applying some pressure in defense. Maybe that will help, but there was a foot in there. Falcon looking to get the ball back, but Hellenic trying to get control of the ball. The referee finally blows on that one. That's Tendai Mareza. So again, that passage of play where Hellenic and now have been applying so much pressure, and then all of a sudden there's just this against the run of play attack. They need to be careful. You never know. You might just concede.
You never know, remember. And let's say in the event that after 4 quarters, the score remains 0-0. I'm pretty sure Falcon will be the happier team, because I think the coach, in all honesty, he knows they've been under the pump. They haven't had much of the ball. They haven't had much of the territory. So a goalless draw for them will be a plus. So Hellenic need to capitalize on all this ascendancy.
Oh yes, they need to capitalize, and I'm sure they'll capitalize on that very long pass which then went out. And I'm sure Falcon are now looking to press in again. Another replacement coming in for Hellenic, trying to make sure that they're fresh legs that are on the field of play at every moment in time. Right, here's Falcon now looking to stitch something on the far side. Can they just get it past? Looks like there was some foot involved there just outside the 23-yard area. And yes, the referee is saying, come on, let's go back to the mark. Just trying to gain a few yards that you didn't necessarily deserve.
A bit of gamesmanship there. I mean, it happens. Even in the ladies' game, it's there. But the umpires are up to the task. They're saying, that's not the mark, take it back. And here we go, Falcon on the ascendancy. But a loose pass going to the hands, or rather the stick of Hellenic. And they don't clear their lines well enough. So Falcon on the attack again.
Oh yes, Falcon on the attack, and this time round conceding their own possession. So Falcon, they're guilty of not making use of the very few opportunities that they've been able to get in the match so far. So it is the second quarter, and Hellenic and Falcon College currently sharing the spoils. It is goalless at the present moment.
It is goalless, but if there was a case where Hellenic Academy had converted their chances, it could be 4 or 5 goals at the moment, remember.
Oh yes, it could have been 4 or 5, and I'm sure the coach is not happy at the lack of conversion, but I'm sure as well he will have a good talk at the halftime break to try and adjust that, tweak a few things, and maybe just make some tactical changes that will allow for those goals to be scored.
Lest we forget, this is a preseason tournament, so So there's lots to come. Yes, it is. School rivalry will always exist, be it preseason or not. But it is preseason. Coaches are going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to fine-tune their teams. And boy, what a season it promises to be.
Oh yes, Falcon here now really pressing hard on the Hellenic defense. And again, handing possession back to Hellenic. So I think Falcon may be asking themselves the question, how best can we just get past this Hellenic defense, because it has been a bib wall, one would say, a lime bib wall.
It has, but my response is 3 simple words. Don't give up.
Well, let's see if they will take on those words, take on the commentary. And remember, we are bringing it to you live on All Schools Media YouTube channel, and it is proudly brought to you as well by Accessory Fitment Center. And of course, if you're looking for all of your parts to make sure that your vehicle is moving, that's the place to go to. But if there's a vehicle that needs parts right now, is the Falcon vehicle.
It is the Falcon vehicle. They need to visit the Accessories Fitment Center at the moment. But in case you missed it, do join Accessories Fitment Center. They've got all that you need, and they've got all that Falcon need at the moment.
Oh yes, they do. Well, talking about the right fitments, it looks like Hellenic still have the right fitments in this second quarter in order to get that good win that they're looking for. But if goals are not scored, they will pay the price, because these are the goals that come through against the run of play.
Remember, Hellenic have been brilliant in this game. They have attacked relentlessly. They've linked up well. The only lacking thing is they haven't scored, but maybe they will now. But they've been brilliant. I'm impressed.
Oh yes, I am impressed as well. That was a good individual run through 4 or 5 defenders, but now that was brought to an absolute or an abrupt stop, and Falcon are now launching the ball forward, but that one is launched far too long, and I don't think the lady is going to make it. She's just coming into the screen, yet the ball has actually hit the fence.
Like I said earlier in the game we covered on air, she might need roller blades to catch up with that one.
Oh yes, you might need to catch up with that one. Well, let's see how Hellenic will do here from their own 23-yard area. Looking for an outlet. She might just have one. The control wasn't too great, but Hellenic still do retain possession. Now looking to send it into the circle. Unfortunately hit a little bit too hard and goes straight out. So Falcon counting their lucky stars here that Hellenic continue to make mistakes. Hellenic continue to make mistakes, and because of those mistakes, Falcon are still in this match.
Falcon are still in this match, and I'm sure the scoreline says it all. It's 0-all. Statistics aside, territory, possession, passes, whatever the case, it is still 0-all, remember.
Oh yes, it's still 0-all. That is the statistic that matters the most. Even if you've only got 10% possession, as long as the major statistic says 1-0 in your favor, then that is what will count. Now Falcon here are just gingerly coming into the half of Hellenic, looking for those outlets, doing very well on the far side, but unfortunately poor control. That hands possession back into the hands of Hellenic.
So can Hellenic finally get that goal that we've been talking about all game so far? No, they can't, because they have been turned over, but they've managed to get the ball back. It is Hellenic Academy still on the ascendancy, but how's that for a defensive effort? It's pure heart. They're playing with passion. They're playing for the badge that is on their jerseys, remember. And here they go again.
Oh, goodness me. That pass, if it had just gone round the defender, then Hellenic would have been in serious trouble. So Falcon, I'm sure, are encouraged with some of the signs that they're seeing within the second quarter. Now getting on their feet. I'm kind of feeling that the wheels are kind of coming off under Hellenic in terms of fitness here. And as we did mention before, 2 years without hockey action can do that to you. So, of course, there are going to be some replacements made here. We can see the coach already beginning to strategize on the bench for Hellenic to see who he can bring on and bring off, and see who is seeing their legs failing under them.
Yep, it's important to make sure you replace your players. You want players out there who are keen and still got enough in the tank to serve maybe for another 5-6 minutes in the game. But high pressure games like these, being an umpire, It's been well handled by the umpires, Tendai Mareza and Don Makanana. They've really handled this game well, and they really are proving to be great umpires. It's a great atmosphere here. We are at St. John's College Educational AstroTurf. It's Hellenic continuing to pile the pressure down the left side. Remember, it's still goalless though.
Yeah, it is still goalless, but the support is streaming in. We can see on the far side they are calling for Hellenic to actually score the goal. They have been calling for them to do it for a long time, but Hellenic again are getting a lot of possession. So here comes Hellenic now trying to send it in to the circle. But then again, it looks like Falcon are able to turn over possession here. So Falcon need to try and get the ball up as quickly as possible. But Hellenic now gain possession there, look to send it out. Now getting into the circle. They're looking for someone in the D, but Falcon defend that very wisely and send it out. So with that one being sent out, it looks like it might just be a long corner, because it was sent out within the D while it's coming back to the 23-yard line. It's a long corner. Sent back by Hellenic. They've got an opportunity. Can they send it across? Falcon have done the hard work, which is defending it out of their own D. They can still do more, but Hellenic gain possession again. She sends it into the D. They have possession. Can they take the shot? She does try go for it, but unfortunately that one goes wide.
Yeah, the shot is not on target, and with 21 seconds to go before the halftime break, Hellenic have continued the pressure. They've continued to apply all the pressure, the territory, but still it's goalless. So credit to some point must be given to Falcon.
Oh yes, it must be given. Falcon have got Green Acres here. Get into the D. Can she send it through? Oh, goodness me.
The buzzer. Saved by the buzzer.
Saved by the buzzer. There used to be a comedy back in the day called Saved by the Bell. This time round, it was Hellenic saved by the buzzer, and that rings the halftime break. It is a 0-0 at the present moment, a pulsating encounter, and of course, we'll be bringing you some halftime analysis. Even further. All right, Tariro, it has been a pulsating encounter. We're at the halftime break between Falcon and Hellenic. The scoreline is still 0-0. I mean, generally, your assessment of how the match has gone so far?
I think it's been a great game, remember. Both sides have gone at each other, although, to be fair, the Hellenic Academy girls have piled on the pressure. I mean, they're winning the battle in terms of possession, in terms of territory, but they don't have the goals to show for it.
Oh, yes, they don't have the goals. And one of the other things that I have been assessing and looking at the fact that Falcon have just been keeping themselves in the game. They are doing a better job, particularly within the second quarter. They did a better job of getting back into the thick of things. And as you saw, saved by the buzzer, saved by the bell at the end of that second quarter. They were just about to nick a goal.
They were about to nick the goal, but even before that, remember, they did taste some Hellenic Academy half. They were in their half, sometimes actually in their 23-meter area. So I think Falcon girls are slowly building into this game. So it's crucial for the Hellenic girls to actually get some goals in this final quarter.
Oh, yes, and how excited are we? I mean, hockey is back. Look at the crowds that are behind us. Absolutely amazing, electric atmosphere that is here at the St. John's AstroTurf.
Oh, you can only feel the vibe and the atmosphere here if you come along to the ground. You can't feel it at home. You can only see it, but to feel it, make sure you do come out tomorrow. tomorrow, viewers?
Oh yes, you have to come out tomorrow. We are going to be bringing you the second half of this enthralling encounter. Hellenic Academy, they need to score the goals because they are having all the possession and all the front foot. As for Falcon, maybe if you stick in it long enough, who knows, you can nick that goal and nick this win. It is the end of the halftime break. We're bringing you the second half right here at the St. John's College Derby Day Festival, brought to you by Pure Drop, and of course this live stream brought to you by Accessories Fitment Center. Well, we're back in the commentary box, and immediately Hellenic on the front foot, trying to just penetrate that Falcon defense. But Falcon defense has been resolute, and I think here, Tariro, that we have to give credit to Falcon. Actually, we've been looking at the negative side and thinking that they've been, under the pump and under the pressure. But kudos to their defense.
Oh, absolutely. And I mentioned it in that halftime break, remember. They've done well. It's goalless. They are against the pump in terms of what we're seeing on the game and also the statistics. So kudos to Falcon. Can they actually maybe turn those statistics into their favor and score goals? Who knows?
Oh, yes. That's now the big question. So Hellenic now maybe attacking from the goal that they were coming from. Maybe things might just be a little bit different. But here comes a Hellenic good defense from Falcon, but Hellenic breakout, sending it now into the D, but that one actually skewing off the hockey stick and going straight out.
Skewing off the hockey stick. So Falcon College can breathe a sigh of relief. The pressure's on though, because it's now a free hit to Hellenic Academy, who can continue making the stats go in their favor. But the question we've been asking all game, can they make the scoreboard go in their favor?
Well, it continues to be a question, and we'll see whether that will be answered. And well, after some really good pressing by Hellenic, it is going to be a short corner here. Now, one of the few that we have seen. In fact, this should be the first corner of the match that we've actually seen. We've seen a lot of penetrating, a lot of long corners, a lot of getting into the circle, but none in terms of a short corner. So let's see how the strategy will be executed here by Hellenic.
They need to be clinical, don't they? Remember, they need to make use of this wonderful opportunity. It is about getting into the circle. If you don't get a goal, if you don't get a shot on target, at least get a penalty corner. They've got one. They need to be clinical here.
All right, so here we go. Here comes Hellenic. Sent out, controlled. Can it be hit? Sent out wide. It's in the D. Sent across. Oh, goodness me. Well, it didn't quite come off, but they were able to send the defense into disarray there from Falcon, but unfortunately not able to bury the chance that they had.
Yeah, I think, remember, that pass out to the right there, she continued to drag it out to the right, making the angle even less. But here we go, Hellenic Academy, great save there by the keeper, but it's in the air, it's dangerous, so yet another opportunity to have a penalty corner. But I was saying, remember, the previous penalty corner, it was a good injection. That person who received the ball passed it out to the right. She then took it out to the right, closing the angle for the shot. It's difficult to score for that angle. Maybe she should have gone back inside. Will she correct the error now? We wait and see.
All right, let's see how that strategy will be taken from here. Anxious moments even from the Hellenic bench right now. You can hear a pin drop on the technical benches, but here comes the ball out from Hellenic. They send it out wide. It cuts the angle. They send it in. Oh, goodness me, a good save from Falcon there, and that allows them to get out of jail for free because they were under the pump in that particular moment, and Falcon decide to send it up high and mighty. Can they nick a goal here? She needs to just send it into the D. She does have a free player that was there, but unfortunately taking far too much time on the ball, and Hellenic can come away with it. Oh, some good running by Hellenic. Gaining a lot of territory, but Falcon now just making their way up the field as well, and the last touch coming off Hellenic.
Yeah, so whenever Falcon do actually turn over possession, they do well. I mean, the cheers go up from the crowd, and they are now in the Hellenic 23-meter area. So piling on the pressure in that particular field position, but it has to translate to more pressure. But at the same time, they'll be happy with this field position.
Oh, yes, they must be happy. In fact, it should be smiling from ear to ear, especially when you find yourself in the opposition half. But again, Hellenic doing all that is necessary to try and get the ball out of their own half, and they do so very well there after a foul is conceded by Falcon.
Yeah, so outlet needs to be solid here from Hellenic Academy. It is the lady in the number 3 bib there, looking for options, making sure she's at the right point. There is an option out on the right. I wouldn't advise to take it, but she has. Now it needs to be clinical to get out of that field position. She decides to hit the ball, which is a clever idea, but it's only gone as far as a Falcon stick, but lost possession again, Falcon.
Oh, yes, now Falcon has regained possession in a dangerous area here. She is looking for an outlet, and can she find it quickly enough? Yeah, just outside the 23-yard area. She sends it into the circle. Well, they do have an attacker, but unfortunately the attacker won't be able to get through. So that ball looks like it did take a touch from Hellenic. It is going to be a long corner.
A long corner for Falcon College. Can they make use of it? Unfortunately, they can't. Not the greatest of passes there, but they won't mind still being in this field position, Rimbo.
Oh, yes, they won't mind at all. And with Hellenic now looking to get themselves out of this predicament, they haven't been doing too well. So Falcon now with the ascendancy. Can they send it into the D? They do. But unfortunately, there was a foot in there, and immediately that's a foul. So Hellenic can breathe a sigh of relief. So it looks like the tables are slowly turning here, Tario.
They are slowly turning, Rimbo, and it's credit must be given to Falcon. They've absorbed the pressure, and now there's a slight shift in momentum that we've seen, because the more this game goes on, the more the Falcon girls believe.
Oh, yes, and the more they will believe. Now Hellenic will have the job of trying to make sure that they have continual faith in their processes, and if they can execute their processes, I'm sure they will get the goal that they are looking for. Lovely stick work there, but running into so much traffic, and I think she should have released the ball just a little bit earlier there, and that would have helped her. But then again, look at the parents across the field there. I mean, you can see the clapping and the cheering. That should mean a whole lot for these girls who have come here to show what they're made of.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing better to play in front of a packed crowd. It's here at the St. John's College Educational Trust. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible. What an atmosphere.
Oh, yes, what an atmosphere. Falcon girls now getting through. Can she run for that one? It looks like she doesn't have too many legs to run after that one, and that one will actually just spill out of touch, and that will be a ball going back to Falcon. To Hellenic, rather.
Yeah, ball going back to Hellenic, 16-yard hit out. They are playing in the right area of Falcon. They won't mind this at all, remember. They're in the Hellenic half. Well, not anymore, but they've got possession of the ball, and what do? They drill it upfield.
Oh, yes, drill it upfield, but nobody there to control it, and there weren't enough wide players in order to stretch the defense of Hellenic. So there we go, the ball goes out, and you're handing it back. So maybe not so wise in terms of the play that was made there. Maybe just a little bit more thought needs to go into the process and the planning of what they want to do in order to nick that goal, because it is anybody's match at the present moment.
It is anybody's match, but now the Hellenic passes are finding Falcon players. They're struggling a bit to link up, especially in the midfield there. A good carry there, but yet again we see a loose pass. They haven't linked up well, so maybe getting a little nervous or a little unsettling of the Hellenic game plan here, but again, it's credit to Falcon.
Yeah, credit to Falcon. They will continue to believe that we're still in this one and we need to make things happen. So here come Falcon, looking to launch out of their own 23-yard area. They decide to sweep it back, poor control, and that hands possession back to Hellenic. And as I did mention before, that tired minds, tired legs concentration will be key at this particular moment, because in the third quarter, with just about 2.5 minutes left in this one, I think the challenging portion is now coming. That is the fourth quarter.
The challenging portion is coming. Remember, this is both teams' second game today. I mean, they've played almost 120 minutes of hockey. It has to be tiring. It's preseason. It digs deep on the mind. It digs deep on the legs. But credit to these girls for they're still running out on the park there.
Oh yes, they are still running. That one goes into goal, but it was shot deep from the Hellenic half. So that isn't really going to do much shot deep from the Falcon half, so that isn't going to do much for Falcon there. And so Hellenic will restart play for us here with a 16-goal hit out, and now looking to go around, and it looks like some good stick work. She's now in some good areas, but that one was launched a little bit too high, and that hands possession back to Falcon.
I think she was trying to get that to roll along the turf. Maybe the angle of the stick at contact allowed that ball to bob up, and umpire Tendai Mareza deemed that to be dangerous. And it's Falcon College who have given the ball away, but only as far as the touchline, as far as Hellenic is concerned.
Oh yes, now here comes the ball. Falcon have it. But once again, I think one of the challenges that has been here in the match is just not enough outlets that are being created by the ladies here to make sure that they can spread and stretch defenses on both sides actually. And so holding on to the ball too long, you get crowded and you end up losing possession, much like what has just happened right now, and Hellenic come away with it. But holding on to the ball once again a bit too long, Taru.
Yeah, you need to get rid of it a little earlier, but I think it's two-sided. Maybe the ball carrier felt there are not enough options in front. Maybe there's not enough running off the ball. But yeah, it's nonetheless, you want to get rid of it early.
So here we go. That one sent long. The control not necessarily there. And so Falcon tried to launch it back into the middle of the park. But here come Hellenic. They do have some numbers sending it out, but that one is just far too long, and that means Hellenic have just handed possession away here.
They have handed possession away, and again, as we've been saying all game, with 6 seconds to go in this third quarter, Falcon College won't mind that at all.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter. Now this is crunch time. This is the time where minds that are strong, hearts that are still pumping, and of course radiators that are not boiling will be seen.
Oh, absolutely. It's now the dying moments of this particular encounter. Hellenic have dropped off the pace. They set a good pace. They were doing well in quarter one, quarter two, quarter three. They dropped off a bit. They need to regather, pick themselves up, because at the moment, Falcon believe.
Oh yes, Falcon believe and will continue to believe. Stay locked on as we bring you more action from the St. John's AstroTurf.
St. John's chitori nerimwe mechiga but ndokukuudza enda mutaura but ndichiri John's izvo. Alright, sure. Makuseni ndobatika pagraph.
So welcome back to the fourth and final quarter in this encounter between Hellenic and Falcon College, and no goals yet. But this is the time when we have seen some goals coming in that determine games. Goals win games, but defenses also win championships.
Absolutely, remember, well said. Hellenic haven't managed to break the deadlock. Falcon haven't managed to break the deadlock, but they haven't wanted to. For me, it seems it was a clear plan. Let's go out there, let's defend, let's keep Hellenic out.
Oh yes, let's keep Hellenic out, and I'm sure Hellenic, with the danger that they pose, particularly in girls hockey, you would want to make sure that your defense is set and is sure, and Falcon have done a fantastic job of that. Too many mistakes as well that are being made by Hellenic, and they just need to release the ball quicker, need to have off the ball runs that will allow the ball to be sent through those defensive lines and kill those defensive patterns that have been set out by Falcon.
Absolutely. Well, both sides have just under 14 minutes to become winners in this particular encounter, but one would fancy that Falcon are not going for the win. It's Hellenic that are going for the win.
Oh yes, Falcon, Hellenic here have the ball. Can they send it into the D? Oh, it looks like she can't there, and that is an infringement against Falcon, and that will allow Falcon now to breathe a huge sigh of relief. So with Falcon looking to launch from just about the 16-yard area.
Looking for options. Decides to just hit it upfield. It does find a Falcon stick, but from the stick straight to the sideline.
Yes, once again, that's some of the planning that we've been talking about there. And here come Hellenic again, finding a white and blue wall of Falcon. Now Falcon, can they go forward? There are some tired legs, I can see. She was looking for that outside pass, but just couldn't get her stick to that ball. And Hellenic will be obviously the happier of the two in this particular instance.
Yeah, she had the idea in her mind, but the execution didn't quite work out. But Falcon can enjoy the fact that they still have possession of the ball. There's a bit of noise behind us, Rimbo. Those are the St. John's Rams. They're coming up against the St. George's Dragons after this. Boy, oh boy.
Well, we'll see whether it will be lamb chops or it will actually be a dragon fire, which will come through on the day. But anyway, Hellenic still looking to press forward here. And a Falcon just getting onto the ball and sending it out. Now, if you were the Falcon coach right now, what would be your thoughts and what would you encourage at this particular moment? The girls are tired. The girls are trying to put their minds in there in order to just hold on to the game and come out with a decent result. What would you be saying?
Oh, I think first of all, remember, I would say, ladies, I really, really don't want us to lose this game. At the same time, I don't want us to win it. Winning is a bonus. I'm happy with the draw. Let's continue.
Here come Falcon. Oh, the ball heading towards the goal, but well defended by Hellenic there. So once again, looking to nick it. And Ontario, you were saying that maybe Falcon aren't looking to win it, but they want to nick it.
Oh, they do indeed, but not falling into the path of the runner that was there. But they are asking questions now of the Hellenic defense.
Oh yes, I think they're just looking for that last-minute winner or that last quarter winner that will just take the game away and put the wind out of the sails of Hellenic, who have been blowing and blowing and blowing, but the house has not been coming down.
The house hasn't been coming down, and I think if Falcon were to score now, it seriously really would blow the wind out of those sails.
Oh yes, now Falcon have the ball again, looking to send it forward, but that one bobbles up, and it will remain in Falcon's possession. There we go, Falcon getting the ball out wide, but just not enough legs once again, as we have been talking about, that are there for Falcon. We are looking at the bench, it's looking a little bit thin, so I think in terms of the rotation, it is a little bit difficult to rotate players.
It is difficult, especially at this stage of the game. I mean, the ladies are tired. They've been giving it their all there for almost 60 minutes. We are into the last quarter, but Falcon now seeming to enjoy a lot of the possession.
Oh, yes, they are, but here we go. Hellenic, can they snatch it as well? but that one is a long shot straight out into touch, and Falcon will also be smiling right now as they say, well, you've tried, you've huffed and you've puffed, but you can't blow the house down.
Absolutely, there, remember, well put. They are still goalless. Falcon won't mind that. They haven't, Hellenic Academy haven't managed to breach that goal line. In fact, the Falcon keeper, has she had to make a save yet?
Well, hasn't had to make much of a save. I think Hellenic now need to try and make sure that they get the ball across. And once again, we've been talking about just holding on to possession when unnecessary, but they keep on breaking through. Here are Hellenic. They need to send the ball either into the circle or into the D, and it looks like they are in the circle now, but to get into the D is just an impossible task at this particular moment.
Have they built a brick wall around the inner circle, remember?
Looks like they have. The cross comes through and shoots past the goal. And, well, I guess that sums up what an interesting evening it is.
Yep, interesting evening. Interesting evening, remember. But Hellenic Academy won't give up. They will continue pressing on here. They believe they can get that goal that they've been hunting for so far.
Oh, yes, well, Falcon are deep in their own territory and they need to sweep it out. Oh, some good defending by Hellenic there, but this time round, that doesn't work out on their behalf, and Falcon can maybe try and send it forward, but straight to a Hellenic player. Here they have it in the D, but nobody there to be able to take the shot, unfortunately, just turning the wrong direction.
Turning the wrong direction, and again Hellenic Academy getting very close, getting into the circle, a circle entry, but as we've seen all game, a circle entry being met with no goal.
Oh yes, no goal, no goal. That's the most important statistic that we have right now, and I'm sure all these plans will be worked on as the season continues. Hellenic there with some really good play. They're now into the D. Oh, goodness me, no communication between the two. That was the opportunity there, I feel, for them to have scored the goal, because it was a 3v1 at that particular moment. Falcon was sprawling in their defense and trying to get back, and they were in 6s and 7s, but Hellenic didn't take advantage.
Well, remember, it is just over 4 minutes in this encounter. Anything can happen, I'm sure, but what history tells us in this game is it's going to remain goalless unless the ball bounces favorably for one of these teams.
Oh, yes, and it looks like it has come through. A quick take by Hellenic, but told to retake that one. Hellenic do have some decent numbers in the 23-yard area. The question is, can they convert?
And no, they can't, remember, because that pass is too strong. It was a bit too far for her teammate, and it's rolled past the baseline, which means it will be a 16-yard hit out. And a little part of me tells me Falcon don't mind that at all.
Well, they don't mind that one. I mean, if I was them, I would even launch it high and mighty.
Yeah, no, it is the dying moments. Just over 3 minutes to go. Hellenic have made another circle entry, but it didn't go to any of the players.
Oh yes, and of course we can see some of the frustration coming through from the technical bench, because I mean, the amount of pressure, the amount of opportunity that they've had to just be sitting in Falcon territory has just been far too much. I'm sure if we were to look at possession and territory statistics, Hellenic would be topping the charts, but they're not topping the most important statistic.
Yeah, those statistics unfortunately don't win you games. Conversion of those statistics. So, yep, like you rightly said, they need to convert. They still have time, remember. They can convert, but the danger now is any side can convert.
Well, with 2.5 minutes left, I don't think there will be too much of a change here unless there is a drastic mistake that is made by any one of these sides that will allow the other to just go through and stroll in and take a shot on goal. So here come Falcon. Now looking to go forward, but good defense by Hellenic. Now looking to press forward. Here we go. That one touched on it. And Hellenic get the ball back. Now looking to pass it back. Trying to spread it across, looking for options. She decides to go for a flick. And here we go. Hellenic fighting for possession. and Hellenic actually win the possession here. Now they go for a quick tap. They enter the circle, looking to enter the D. But then again, I think maybe just going straight into traffic will not get you the desired results. But Hellenic coming back, now weaving, ducking their way through the traffic. Now they're into the D, sending in a cross. Is there anyone? There it is. Take the shot. She goes for the flick. Well saved by the goalkeeper there from Falcon. Surely she is the hero for the night at this particular moment.
Oh, remember, how much closer can Hellenic Academy get? They are inches, they are millimeters, but it's just not working to get the ball into the back of the goal.
Oh yes, not working, but here we go. A long one, sent out wide. Can she send it through? It's coming in. It has been defended by Falcon, sent out anyway at this moment with 54 seconds on the clock. Can Hellenic send it into the D? Oh, goodness me, she loses control of that possession. And now it is 40 seconds left on the clock. Whatever Falcon do here, I think I'll just launch it straight up the field. There isn't much to play for.
Oh, give it your best whack upfield. Hit it with all you've got, because after this, you shake hands, you have dinner, you go to bed.
And you come back and you do it all over again. Here we go. Hellenic with possession in the D. Can they take the shot? No, they can't. They're still in the circle. Now in the D. Goes for the reverse shot, but it is blocked while Falcon defending for their lives. Oh, goodness me. She takes it out a little bit further. Tries to hit it back in. Falcon tap it up and look to flick it away. And there goes the buzzer. So that is done and dusted. And Hellenic and Falcon have to share the spoils here. It is 0-0 in this encounter. The camaraderie between coaches and players cannot be underestimated and cannot be underrated. This was a tough encounter, a tough match, but nobody could come out with the win.
Nobody could come out with the win, remember, but again, I will say, Falcon College will be happy with this result. They were under the pump. Hellenic Academy, credit to them. They kept pressing, they couldn't score, but I'm sure they'll be looking forward to a great season ahead.
Oh yes, they definitely will. Well, stay locked on. We're bringing you a huge encounter, a big encounter, a huge rivalry that has been nurtured over years and decades. That is St. George's taking on the home side. That is the Rams here at St. John's AstroTurf.
Mitchell to my one. Mitchell to the right. I saw him appear on my now.
Well, after all the pre-match pleasantries, and it is now down to what will be shed on this particular turf. We know this rivalry dates back decades, and it is definitely going to show today. It is St. John's, the home side, taking on St. George's in this final match of this Derby Day Festival hockey tournament that is happening for today. Tomorrow there will be more action, but today this is the culmination, the climax of what we have been waiting for.
Oh, absolutely, Rimbo. This is one of the biggest schoolboy rivalries in the country. St. John's College versus St. George's College. St. John's are starting well. They've earned themselves a penalty corner, and this is in the first minute of the game. So can they make use of it early? Can they let this crowd go into absolute joy?
Oh yes, there will be delirium if they can get this one in. Well stopped. Can it be taken? Well, it looks like it was stopped just inside the D, and that gives St. George's some breathing space here. And St. George's now ready to come out of their own territory and sweeping it out very well. But St. John's already looking to make sure that their defense is resolute from the middle of the park. St. George's are just struggling to get out of their own half at the present moment. And you can even hear the clattering of the hockey sticks here, that this is a match which has got a lot of intensity in it.
Lots of intensity, remember. And in Zimbabwe, we've got 3 internationally recognized umpires. 2 of them are blowing this game. Isn't that just fitting to the occasion?
Oh, yes, definitely. It is a fitting end to this day and a fitting moment here where we're seeing top-notch umpiring as well as a high-level, high-stakes match. So here comes St. George's now. They are in the 23-yard area trying to get into the circle, and it looks like they will have an opportunity to do so. They decide to send it through, but not happening, as Sean Myers calls a foul there, and it is a 16-yard hit out.
Yep, St. John's College will continue to want to dominate this first quarter. They definitely want to score first, and besides scoring first, they want to make sure that prior to scoring, they keep the ball, they turn over possession, which they have. Now they need to link up. Great searching pass there, but St. George's didn't gather the ball well enough, and now it's Chief Musabayana who's had the ball turned over.
Oh yes, he's had the ball turned over, and once again you can see the aggression that is coming out here, the pace at which this match has started at, and I'm sure it will settle down to a decent pace as the match does go forward. You can't really keep this up, but who knows, these boys are here to give their hearts and they're all into this one. And just as they were penetrating the circle there, it looks like St. George's at least going to have time to reorganize their defense. St. John sprints it out wide, go into the D, goes for the sweep, but not so. So the referee calls for it, and there is an infringement against St. George's.
Infringement. Now St. George's turn now, working it down the right side. Most passes not finding fellow teammate sticks, but on this occasion Sean Mayers blows the free hit in St. George's favor. They're now looking to switch play to the left side. They don't do that well. It is intercepted by St. John's. Now here they go, St. John's, and you hear that long whistle, you know something's wrong.
Oh yes, you know something is wrong. Let's see whether there will be a card there. Well, it doesn't look like there is a card. So play will continue. St. John's now looking to spread it across, but that one was just a little bit too long, and that will go straight into touch. So St. John's maybe not working out things pretty well for themselves there. Luckily enough, it looks like there must have been a St. George's stick, so St. John's will retain possession.
Oh, you know, for those thinking this is the end of the festival, no, it's not. Tomorrow it continues. There's another blockbuster of matches. Boy, oh boy, can we keep up with this?
I don't think we can, but that's the beauty of it. Need for speed, and you can get all of that as well with the Accessory Fitment Center, who are making sure that this live stream feed is going out to you all on the YouTube channel of All Schools Media.
Oh, Accessories Fitness Center, you rock. So does Pure Drop for making this Derby Festival possible. How about that for some corporate intervention?
Oh yes, talk about Pure Drop making sure that a schoolboy sport is sizzling at each and every moment, and that's exactly what we're dishing out and serving on this channel right now. Now St. George's have possession of the ball, looking to press forward here, but it looks like St. John's have conceded a foul. St. George's there with a beautiful touch. Can they just get to the end of that ball? And unfortunately they can't, and so St. John's will take possession here and will look to launch out of their own half as well.
Yeah, great. St. George's College also showing that they can get into some inner circle there for St. John's. And there again, they turn over possession. Perfect field position for them. And unfortunately, Sean Mayers deems there to be a foul. So a free hit to St. John's.
Oh yes, it is chilly weather. One of the things I must commend St. John's for is wearing a vest under this very chilly weather. I mean, surely at this point you should be wearing a sweater, but wow, what a way to get out of that one. And St. John's are in the D. Can they get the shot away? It is a reverse hit, and it is St. John's who take the lead. Well, you would have expected that on home turf they would do that, and they have done exactly that. But what a beautiful piece of play there by St. John's. St. George's were in 6s and 7s, and they were made to pay the price.
Oh, the rate at which they converted defense into attack, but it doesn't end there. Once you get that circle entry, he hammered it, and a reverse hit, beating the keeper and a couple of defenders on the way. They deserve to be 1-0 up.
Oh yes, they definitely do. A replacement coming on the field here. And
that's Nathan Davies. He's also been turning out for the Zimbabwe development side, an ex-Gateway primary boy. And boy, do you guess who his coach was?
Oh, yes, it must have been you.
There's another player in front of me here, in front of the com box, Ian Love. He's going to make his entrance soon, and I can't wait to watch him play, as well as the rest of this game.
Yes, talk about somebody that is beating his own drum. But nonetheless... we continue to see fantastic hockey that is being played here. Now St. George's will need to get out of the doldrums of that one and maybe just trying to reconfigure themselves and get themselves back into this match. They'll need a goal if they are going to do that, because they are trailing on the most important statistic, and we can't see it. There was a yellow card given there, and we do have the young man number 16 from St. John's sitting in the sin bin, but St. John's don't care that they don't have a man right now. They are just going straight into the circle, but there was an infringement. St. George's now want to spread the ball out wide, and that one, there was a foot foul there, and that one will allow St. George's to continue pressing forward. But we have seen the quick reorganization of the St. John's College defense.
Yeah, remember, it's going to be very important for Saints, given that the Rams have scored an early goal with about 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go in this. And St. John's with another shot at goal. Oh, that hits a player in. Unfortunately, it was a strike at goal. He got in the way. It won't be a penalty flick, but it will be a penalty corner.
Oh yes, it's a penalty corner, but that was a good reaction from the St. George's goalkeeper there, because that was almost a second goal. And one of the other things as well you'll be looking at here is the way that the Rams are shoving people in that D. I mean, they've got a lot of people in that D. And every time you have a lot of people, you increase your options and you increase your chances of actually scoring goals.
Absolutely correct. I mean, let's give credit to the Rams whenever they have entered the St. John's 23-meter, the St. George's, 23-meter area. They have capitalized. They've got a shot at target. They've got a penalty corner, or they've got a goal. They are leading 1-0. They've got a penalty corner now. The injection needs to be accurate. It is. It bobbles a bit. It's been taken into the circle. A slap across, and they have scored their second goal. Have they?
Yes, it looks like they actually have.
The umpires are converging here. They need to have a discussion. They need to see what was the problem. Is it a goal? Is it not a goal? It's Bryn and Sean. Yes, it's a goal. Remember, St. John's are 2-0 up.
Oh, yes, they're 2-0 up. And there again, I'm not so sure how St. George's, worked that defense out there. Once it bobbled up, surely they should have shut it all down, but they weren't able to do so. And I'm sure that some of the crowd pressure, the home pressure that is here for the Rams is also telling on the Dragons. And it looks like they aren't breathing enough fire in order to make the Rams back off. They are not backing down. They are continuously ramming into the defense of St. George's, and you feel another goal is coming.
Oh, you do feel momentum is absolutely on the Rams side. The Rams are in full force here. The Dragons, maybe they're still to make a landing onto the AstroTurf, because at the moment it is 2-0 and they really, really need to get back into it.
Oh, yes, the question is there enough fire for them to breathe right now? But it doesn't look like they can breathe enough fire. They can't turn the Rams into lamb chops. It looks like they are the ones that are actually being doused out in terms of their flame.
But still a lot to go in this game, remember. Let's not speak too early. It can change. It can change.
Oh, yes, it definitely can change. It is the first quarter that is coming to an end right now. And we're looking at it. It is almost just about 1.5 minutes left in this quarter. And a lovely pass comes through. Almost goes into the D to launch that shot, but that one well taken by the Rams. They continue to pile the pressure, intercepted by St. George's, but once again it's in the D. Can the Rams send it across? Well, it looks like it's kicked out by the goalkeeper there, and that gives them a huge sigh of relief.
Oh, huge sigh of relief. It's the boys in green taking on the boys in red. The boys in green are 2-0 up, but it's not too late, remember. I think if St. George's just settle into this game, it's almost the end of the first quarter, 25 seconds to go, but I think they will need that first quarter break. The coach might need to just chat to his players, but it is relentless pressure in a circle. Oh, comes off a St. George's stick. It'll be a long corner, but it's not over.
It's not over. I'm sure St. George's can try and make it back into the match, and I think they do need this break to just regather their thoughts and make it happen. Here comes the long corner. Can it be sent in? Well, not enough time for them to do so, but it is the Rams that are leading 2-0. The Dragons need to breathe fire. Otherwise, they will not be eating lamb chops for dinner.
No, they won't. They really need to breathe fire as soon as possible. We are going to move into the second quarter, but not now. Don't go too far away. We'll be back shortly. Well, to all our viewers, hello there and welcome back to this second quarter. Remember, Have the Dragons landed?
Not so sure. I'm not so sure if the Dragons have landed, but I'm sure they have reconfigured and regathered their thoughts. I can see a couple of replacements that are actually coming on for St. George's here, so maybe that will help change perspective.
And judging from the spring in the St. George's feet, I think they're here to play. They've got the push off. They do start the game, and they're linking up nicely down the left side, showing good composure momentarily. Wow, he digs himself out of a hole there. He does well, does number 6 there. He's now found a player on the right. They need to keep possession of the ball, remember.
Oh yes, they do, and they need to continuously spread it out wide. But one of the things that I have found a little bit challenging here is maybe the pace at which St. George's are making their passes. The Rams, if you find, they are very quick, lightning quick, and already you can see within the space of 3 seconds, they're already within the circle of St. George's. Here comes the shot. Well, it looks like that shot couldn't quite come off, but in the space of 3 seconds, already the Rams were from their own half, and they were in the circle of St. George's.
I didn't know Rams could run that fast, to be honest, but they're proving that they can absolutely bolt it.
Oh yes, Rams can definitely run faster than the wings that are flapping of the Dragons. But here comes the Rams. And once again, as I've said, that they are quick in the way that they're doing things. The goalkeeper has to come out, and St. George's have been able to flip in another goal and just getting it round the side. Have you ever watched when Thierry Henry used to finish it? Just that curler on the far post. This is exactly what happened, only that this time it happened with a hockey stick.
Oh, bend it like whoever that player is. He managed to get that ball into the corner of the hockey goal. But again, it's just that attacking threat that the Rams pose.
Oh yes, and right now I think the Dragons are feeling the heat, their own heat right now, because they are trailing 3-0, and this is only the second quarter. And it's got a bucket load of time to go. 10 minutes to go within the second quarter. 2 more quarters to go. It might just be a long, long night. A mistake by the goalkeeper. Will it be another opportunity sent in? But luckily, it has been forced out by St. George's there. So that should be a long corner for the Rams.
It should be a long corner. Not the start that the Dragons would have wanted in this second quarter, remember. What's the instruction coming from the side, do you think?
Well, I have heard the coach there in terms of the speed at which St. George's are executing their processes is just a little bit too slow. A lot of pressure is coming on from the Rams, so you need to also try and match them for pace at this present moment. I know it might be difficult, but they need to up their tempo in terms of the way they're moving the ball around the pitch.
Exactly, and it doesn't get any better for the Dragons. They have to defend a penalty corner. The Rams have had their conference. They've decided which options to take. Can the Rams score another goal? It'll take it to 4, and I think 4 will be, I don't know, let me save my words, after the penalty corner. Good injection, good push, finding a player who doesn't field the ball well, but he's done well to get to the ball before it met the sideline, and he's hit a stick foul.
Well, a stick foul, and that means the Rams will have to trudge back into their defensive positions. And St. George's now need to get the ball moving quickly, spread it out quick, wide, and stretch the defense. There comes over the top ball, but nobody to control in the middle of the park for St. George's, and the Rams now take advantage of it. Now flip it into the center of the field. And St. George's trying to defend, but they are flustered right now. They don't know how to stop the Rams. And I think it actually needs a half-time break for things to actually go the Dragons' way.
For me, it's the rate at which the Rams turn defense into attack. It's almost like at the click of a finger, you're defending, next thing, bang, you're attacking. But right now, in this game, it is St. George's trying to attack. The coach is not happy with that, the way he's lost the ball, but right, I mean, they're on the front foot at least.
Oh yes, they were on the front foot there, but as you can see, the coach, he is asking the question, why were you so slow? Why were you dilly-dallying with the ball? Because he was actually taking steps, looking up, maybe trying to look for an outlet, but he needed to actually proceed with the ball a little bit quicker there. The ball bobbling up here, and that should go against the Rams. Once again, look for the quick pass across. It is available. Well taken by St. George's. Now they need to try and find another outlet here. Running off the ball has been quite poor from St. George's at the present moment, and the coach is not happy.
Oh, rightly so. I mean, you're trailing 3-0 in the second quarter of a game. You've got to ask questions of your players. You've got to ask them to man up. You've got to ask them to play for the badge on the left heart of their jerseys. And at the moment, I'm afraid to say they're not doing so.
Oh, yes, they're not doing so. That ball going into the D from St. George's, but there was nobody as well to pick that ball out. But luckily for them, the last touch was from the Rams. So now can they regroup and maybe try and get a goal here? It looks like there's a foot there. Could there be a little bit of a card? Referee walking up there.
Oh, you don't want to get on the wrong side of umpire Bryn. Bryn will get into the pocket. He's an international referee, so this to him is, it's not that difficult, but he will nip all those bad plays in the bin. But it's St. John's again, Rimbo. What are they doing?
Turning defense into attack. And so here come the Rams again, and now looking for an outlet. A lovely stick work. Oh, the young man is just breezing through the St. George's defense and immediately gets a foul.
I mentioned
against St. George's, and that means that is the sin bin. Well, sin bin for 2 minutes. It is the green card. Oh. Well, he went for the kitchen sink in that particular moment, but just missing the whole goal there. But look, I think the Rams will be happy. They are still leading 3-0.
They will be happy. That particular shot, I didn't even see it. I hadn't seen that it had gone across the face of the goal. That's how hard he hit it. But the Dragons need to get back into this game. I mean, can they live up to the occasion? Number 7 doing well to get that ball out to the right, but to nobody.
Oh yes, to nobody. No communication there, because the person he was looking out on the far right actually decided to then come back and maybe try and support him, but that supporting run was just not there. I mean, look at the atmosphere that is here at Tariro. What more could we have asked for?
Absolutely nothing. It's school sport back in Zimbabwe. After a 2-year layoff, these particular students have a chance to showcase their talents, to play for the pride of their schools, and obviously for the love of the game.
All right, here comes St. George's now trying to get out of their own 23-yard area. Looking for the passes, but oh my goodness me, that is misplaced. Another replacement that is getting ready for the Rams. I mean, they keep on piling the pressure. You would feel at this moment, this is the time for you. Okay, can there be a goal against the run of play? Well, it looks like St. George's were just about to get into the 23-yard area with a 1v1. But that one was a stick foul, and the Rams will have to have a man in the sin bin for 5 minutes. And so this is the first time that St. George's have really threatened, and the first time that they've actually played the ball quite quickly.
It's good for the momentum. Maybe the momentum can shift onto their side for once in this game, but they have a free hit on the 23-meter line. It has to travel 5, but it's only traveled 2 meters, and St. John's have got it back already.
Oh yes, so St. John's now looking to attack once again, but this time round the referee calls for it to come back. Well, some decent stick work now from St. George's. Now can they get the ball through? They just can't. They've met the green wall, and here comes St. John's. They get the ball through again. Oh wow, he's gone past one, he's in the D. Can he flick it through? It looks like
penalty flick. Penalty flick, remember? It's the first penalty flick I've seen today, and can they bury this one?
But an attack there, getting through the defense, slicing through them like a hot knife through butter. Now can St. John's make it 4?
They're all over them like white on rice, remember? And in this particular case, it's all attention on the goalkeeper and on the penalty taker. He's lined himself up, whistles blown, goal, 4-0. St. John's dominating.
Oh yes, St. John's are dominating, and they continue to ram against the Dragon wall right now. Now the Dragons will have to make a plan here, maybe at least save the blushes, because this could become an embarrassing scoreline that will go down in the annals of history.
It will, and some form of resistance need to happen here because boy oh boy are the Rams in for it today. At the score of that penalty flick, the bench went up, and unfortunately that ball too strong for the player running onto it, but everything is just on the side of the Rams today. The crowd, the players, everything is just working. On the park, it's just working for them.
Oh yes, it's just working for them. Let's see now if St. George's can just launch out of their own 23-yard area, but look at the press. It's almost like a Gurgen press in football being employed here by the Rams, and once again their number 3 is doing very, very well in order to just get the ball moving for the Rams. That one a missed pass. Here we have it. St. George's, can they get through? A false control there, but well kicked out by their goalkeeper. Sends it straight to St. George's. Now this is their moment of ascendancy. Can they get it into the circle and into the D? But St. John's defend very well and they send it upfield. There we go. Can he send it across? Lovely pass, as I mentioned. It looks like these boys watch Barcelona, Real Madrid, or even Liverpool, because they've got Gurgen press in defense and they've got a high-speed turnover from defense into attack.
I won't mention the teams that they don't watch because I support one of them, but this is just fantastic to watch St. John's playing hockey in such a fantastic manner.
So could we say that St. George's acting like Manchester United for now?
Absolutely not. St. George's are acting like St. George's here. They're not doing very well. Remember, please don't get me disappointed in the com box.
Well, we are both Man United fans and we continue to mourn. But anyway, St. George's now looking to actually get their own. Oh yes, with 37 seconds left on the clock. They've got their own penalty corner. I'm sure this would be, and this should be, the start of their own revival if they actually want to remain in this match.
The best thing that could happen to the Dragons right now is them scoring a goal just before the halftime break.
Yeah, the coach is definitely not happy with the way things are going right now, but let's see how they go about things. Here we go. St. George's about to shoot it. They do. The buzzer hits. Poor control. And St. George's will have to go into the halftime break here, wondering what could we have done better? How should we have done it better?
I think, remember, they have to play the penalty corner again. Referee Bryn is not happy. There was an early break from the halfway line. So this penalty corner will be the last play of the first half.
Here we go. Taken in. Poor control. And the Rams are able to defend that into touch. Is the referee happy with that?
It's another penalty corner.
Well, it's another penalty corner, so still looking for the last play that will send us into the halftime break with St. John's Rams leading 4-0 against St. George's.
The call is Samantha. I don't know what Samantha is, but Samantha better lead to a goal.
She might actually be in the crowd.
It's another penalty corner, so Samantha is working.
Samantha is definitely here, whether in spirit or in truth.
Another penalty corner. St. George's looking to finish this first half on a high note with a goal. That would take the score to 4-1. Better than 4-0 for sure.
So here we go from St. George's, another plan again. They decide to go for the same one, looking for the space. They can't get the shot off, and it's done and dusted. And St. George's will be kicking themselves there and wondering whether Samantha brought luck or brought misery. We go into the halftime break, and it is St. John's Rams leading 4-0 against their all-time rivals, St. George's. Are we good?
Yep, good to go. Yeah.
All right, so Tariro, what a derby, what an encounter being played here at the St. John's AstroTurf, and the Rams are totally bossing it right now, leading 4-0.
Oh, absolutely bossing it. They started from the first whistle. They've been bossing. They've been all over the Dragons, and the scoreline tells it all.
Oh, yes. And whilst talking about that, St. George's have been getting it wrong. Their defense has been sprawling all over the place every time the Rams have been attacking. Is it the press that the Rams actually have in terms of retaining possession and then launching that attack again?
Yeah, I think partly the press, but also I think the St. John's Rams are all over them. They're at home. It's their festival. I mean, it's a derby. Let's not forget it's a derby, St. John's, St. George's. But at the moment, St. John's are all over them.
Oh, yes. For St. George's, it doesn't seem to be clicking right now. They were finding it very hard to get into the half of the Rams. But also at the same time, when they got the opportunity towards the end of the second quarter, we saw them not being able to convert that penalty corner.
Not being able to convert for sure, but let's look at the bigger picture here. Remember, St. John's have scored 4 goals in the first half. It's possible for St. George's to score 4 goals in the second half. We've got game on, but at the moment, you wouldn't think St. George's can come back. But halftime talk would be, guys, come on, this is not good enough. Get back in it.
Oh, yes, we have been crying out for some lamb chops. Can the Dragons actually breathe fire and give us some lamb chops? Or will it be the Rams who will continue to ram against the Dragon Wall? Well, we bring you the second half.
Welcome back to this second half. It is the third quarter. Remember is with me in the commentary box. St. John's doing well in the first half there, leading 4 goals to 0. Can we see a fight back from the Dragons here? Remember, to be honest with you, I hope we see a fight back.
Oh, yes, not only hope to see a fight back, I know there will be a fight back. The coach was not happy, and I'm sure the halftime team talk was a mouthful and an earful to St. George's. They need to get their systems and processes right. But right now, it seems like just St. John's are just dominating play at the moment. But here comes St. George's now looking to apply some pressure, looking to just put the foot on the pedal now and increase the tempo of play. If they do that, then I think they can ruffle the feathers of the Rams.
As I mentioned in our halftime analysis, remember, St. John's scored 4 goals in the first half. This is now the second half, 2 quarters to go. Scored 2 in the first quarter after halftime, scored 2 in the second quarter after halftime. You're back in it. You never know. I mean, don't give up is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, it definitely remains key. So here comes the Rams now looking to send the ball forward, and it does find a player. Well, that one is a rocket, and it goes straight into the 23-yard area, looking to find an outlet, and St. George's finally do. But then again, it is to their own detriment, as they were just far too slow on the ball.
You are far too slow on the ball. It is preseason, lest we forget, remember, it is preseason. This is a preseason tournament. St. John's are at home. They're another P flick, remember, another penalty flick. It's just not happening for the Dragons.
Oh, yes, not happening for the Dragons. Well, it looks like it's a penalty flick. Oh, my goodness me. With that, surely you'll find the Rams going into a 5-0 lead, and that is something that the Dragons did not want to actually get. At this particular moment, they would have wanted at least to have been the first ones to score, but that has not happened, and I don't think it's going to happen. It is the Rams. It will be a monumental effort from the keeper to keep the penalty flick out.
Yep, but he will be determined. I'm pretty sure that goalkeeper does not want this score to continue building, so he'll be watching clearly which angle the stick is facing. But there we go. He does save it, and it is a brilliant, brilliant save from the Dragons keeper.
Oh yes, a brilliant save from the Dragons keeper, at least keeping them in the game. That should inspire some confidence and give some fire in their belly so that they can come up against the Rams. But right now, the Rams continue to dominate in this third quarter.
And dominate they are. The scoreboard tells it all. It is 4-0 in this third quarter of this match. But I think given the situation right now, I'm sure the coach has given his input now. A lot of it, though, remember, is up to the players on the field.
Oh yes, they have to execute the plans and processes, and lots of space for the Rams to work out here. Not so sure if the legs are getting tired for the Dragons here, but the Rams are really just doing what they want in the middle of the park.
Remember, I just want to make a shout out to the umpires. I mean, the way that whistle blows so loud, you must take a lot of air in the lungs.
It looks like they got big lungs, don't they?
Yo, that whistle blows loud. Here we go. Did you hear that again?
Oh yes, we heard that one, and this time at least in favor of the Dragons, especially for their sake. And the Dragons now trying to press forward. And again, the referee just not happy with the way things are going. And so St. George's now have an opportunity just outside the 23-yard area. Now trying to get into the circle. But it is a green wall that St. George's meet up with. And luckily enough for them, it is a penalty corner that will give them another opportunity. And hopefully this time round, Samantha may not be the one that they decide to go for.
It won't, but remember, I just want to take a step into the future. This is the first time they're meeting after a long layoff. It certainly won't be the last time this season. These two teams are going to do battle again, and I'm sure this is only just spurring the Dragons to come back stronger come next time.
Oh yes. So let's see what the Dragons will do here. It's another flick. It comes at an angle. But again, it looks like a poor execution. The ball does come into the D. They decide to flick it, but it goes straight over the bar and out wide. But look, then again, it doesn't seem like the angled shoot is actually working for them.
It doesn't work, but that was actually a great save, remember, from the Rams keeper. That was goal bound. He managed to get a glove to it and take it for a long corner. But the Dragons doing a lot better now. They're tasting some Rams territory. They're keeping the ball, not in this particular instance, but they are responding.
Oh yes, they are responding. But the question is, do they have enough time to actually pull the scoreline in their favor? Well, that will remain a debate. Here come the Rams, sending it into the D, but that one just a little bit too long, and that will allow St. George's to get out of their own territory with a 16-yard hit out.
Is that what they call the get out of jail card?
Oh yes, and believe me, it comes for free.
Anyway, let's see what the Dragons can do. They've got a 16-yard hit out. They need to have options available. It's quite difficult for a player taking a free hit not to pass to anyone. He crosses his goal. He does that accurately because there's some 3D dribbling going on down that side, showing that they've got a piece of skill as well.
Oh yes, they definitely do. So let's see how they work it out from this point. St. George's now looking just for that outlet. Is that outlet coming? It looks like it has. Oh, he was looking for the flick around the defender and didn't quite come off, but luckily for him, he was able to get the possession back for the Dragons. Now here come the Dragons slipping on the turf there. Maybe some of that dew beginning to work on the turf. We do know that as nighttime comes, that there's dew that comes on the turf.
I think dew is good for turf actually, because this is a sand-based and water-based turf, so the dew on it will only make it a better surface. So I'm sure the players out there will respond accordingly as we see a lifted ball there. So the Dragons have a chance. They're in St. John's Rams territory. They need to make use of it. Everyone wants to see a good game, remember.
Oh yes, we want to see a very good game, and we want to see a comeback of all comebacks. And so let's see how they go about business here. That one sent straight out, and that means the Rams can attack again.
They can attack again, but just in case you're joining us now, it is the St. John's Rams playing in the green and white jerseys. They are leading the St. George's Dragons 4-0. It is the third quarter with just under 4.5 minutes to play. But remember, the Rams deserve
that one
the lead.
Going through straight into the D. Can he do a reverse shot? Unfortunately, that one just going a little too far out and narrowing down the angle. But look, he was out in the open. If he was able to get that one through and score it, that would have been the goal of the tournament.
This place would have gone berserk, I tell you. Absolutely berserk. The angle, the reverse stick hit. But at the moment, back to the game, it is the Dragons just not keeping possession, remember.
Oh, yes, they just can't seem to string 2 or 3 passes together. And I think you get to understand that, especially if you see the way that St. John's have been pressing them. And immediately right now, as we're speaking, we see St. John's regain possession. Even when St. John's lose possession, they are all over them like a rash, and they're there to fight back for possession. So a lot of work that is being done by the Rams that is coming off good and coming right.
Yeah, a lot of good work. I mean, credit to the St. John's Rams technical coaches, their coaching staff. They've done, I mean, it's evident. These are results of, I'm sure, the hard work that have been put in. But it is early season. It is pre-season, actually. And I'm sure the Dragons will be raring for this game to end, for them to go back to work and meet again with this Rams team in the season.
Well, at the present moment, with the way things are going for the Dragons, you would feel that damage control will be top of the list right now, just to try and make sure that the scoreline doesn't become too embarrassing. Lest the Rams right now, I'm sure, are getting excited and are looking for that opportunity to just put as many goals as they can. Now, St. George's had an opportunity to attack there, but the Rams again resolute in defense, trying to send it in the middle of the park, and some loose control allows St. George's now to come back to it.
And don't let the scoreline fool you. Remember, these are two very big schools in the country. This is a derby. It is big rivalry. The scoreline must not fool viewers out there as to who's who in the zoo.
Oh yes, it mustn't fool you. Believe me, St. George's can bring their A game, and soon they will bring their A game, especially when the season does start. Now St. George's are trying to get into the circle, but just really not finding any joy. And right now, it looks like they may have just found some joy. Straight into the D, but well defended. St. John's now rushing out, sending it straight forward. That was some really good control, but unfortunately just couldn't get round the St. George's defender. Here comes St. George's now. Here comes St. George's again. Now looking to send it forward, but just hit a little bit too hard there, Chario.
Yeah, hit a little bit too hard. The idea was correct. The execution not ideal. But they still have a chance. Field position is not where St. John's really want to play their hockey. So they have to make sure the outlet is good. And it's gone too strong. So now it's back into the St. George's Dragons 23-meter area. They now have to have a solid outlet.
Oh yes, more replacements coming on the field of play. As we mentioned before, fresh legs are important in this encounter because it has been fast-paced from start literally to finish, and the Rams still look like they've still got wind in their sails right now. And you wonder where the energy is actually coming from.
Yeah, and I think the Dragons coach will be happy by the fact that the Rams haven't scored a goal in what I would call a long period in this quarter, because it was threatening to be really, really dangerous, as we see there the Dragons defender not managing to clear his lines. But it's positive that they haven't scored in such a long time. Touch wood, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on them, but they have kept them out well in the last couple of minutes.
Oh yes, they have. They kept them out, and they will have 19 more seconds to actually hold on and make things happen in this particular regard. And now the Rams do have an opportunity, and they are just outside. They're in the 23-yard area, and St. George's are able to make their way out here. And that is the end of that in this particular quarter. With one more quarter left, I think you would feel that the job was done and dusted within the first quarter.
Yeah, remember, I don't see the Dragons scoring 4 goals in this final quarter, but you never know, they say. But it's not over until it's over. Do join us shortly, because the 4th and final quarter will be underway shortly.
Well, welcome back to the 4th and final quarter of this, wow, what has been a brutal encounter for the Dragons. It is the home side, the St. John's Rams, who are leading 4-0 against St. George's. The Dragons are not breathing fire tonight. In fact, they might have just caught a cold.
Yeah, they might have. It is quite chilly out here. We are at the St. John's Educational Trust AstroTurf. The score is 4 goals to nil, with the Rams proving to be too strong today for the Dragons. But like we mentioned previously on air, these two teams are going to meet again, and boy oh boy do I want to be there.
Oh yes, I want to be there. Whether you're going to be a fly hanging on the wall or you're going to be the man in the commentary box, either way we want to be there. And so here come the Rams once again, straight into the D. Good control. Can they get it through? And it is another goal, and that stretches the lead for St. John's Rams to 5 goals to nil.
Yeah, and you see in picture there the Dragons players starting to question themselves. It could actually be a long final quarter for them if the Rams continue with this momentum that they've started with this quarter. But yeah, it's been a tough outing for the Dragons.
Look, what I would say if I was the coach, let's look for damage control here. Try and control the game from here. If we are able to nick a goal or two, then that would be great. But that won't happen in this kind of manner when they're giving away possession in dangerous areas where the Rams can get back in and, you know, pick up on those loose balls.
Yep, it is the final quarter of this game, remember, and St. John's have just scored their 5th goal. The Dragons are deep in their own 23-meter area, trying to dribble in your own 23, not the right idea. Clear the ball out, try and get the territory into your advantage and work from there.
Oh yes, try work from there. But then again, as I've been mentioning, the biggest undoing for St. George's is that them rotating the ball around the hockey pitch has been really slow, really slow. And with the way that the Rams are shutting them down, just allows them to pick up on that ball and immediately turn defense into attack. And they don't even have to run a long distance here, the Rams. They'll be very close to the goal and they get a shot.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is the Rams on home turf. They are here. The majority of the crowd are in their favor. So it was actually all to do from before the first whistle for the Dragons.
Oh, yes, it was always going to be hard on the Rams home turf. But right now, I think you can just begin to sense that within the side, you know, they're just giving up. They're becoming a bit lethargic, especially when you see that last pass just going all the way out, not finding the man. A couple of replacements are coming on, but very little that they can do to turn around the situation from here.
Oh, it does deflate you. Remember, you don't want to be on the receiving end all the time. And St. John's are finding it quite easy, as we see there. Good stick work, finding his player at ease. The player finding back with a return pass, crossing the ball down the right side, and not being able to intervene are the St. George's Dragons. And it's another circle entry. The shot is left. Oh, not managing to get the deflection there, but they're just relentless.
Oh yes, they are relentless. They are not giving any breathing room to the Dragons, and as we did mention before, it seems like they have actually caught a cold here. But well done to the Rams. They came out with a plan. They came out to press. They came out to actually make it happen, and so the Dragons will continue to suffer. So here come the Rams. They've got possession of the ball here just outside the 23-yard area, but unfortunately not able at this point to get a pass again. So St. George is doing really well at this particular point to try and get out of their own territory.
Yeah, Nathan Davies caught on the ball there inside the 23-meter area, but he won't be too disappointed. He's got the scoreboard advantage on his team's side. So Ian Love now down at the back there, linking up with Nathan Davies. They've got the free hit to do the Dragons. They can launch into that 23-meter area, but again, it's not finding a St. George's stick.
Oh yes, it's not finding it. In fact, it seems like the ball is magnetized towards finding Rams players, because they are the only ones that seem to get it onto the stick, control it really well, and send it down. As you can see there, poor control, allowing the Rams to get back in and take control of the ball there. And you just really wonder, when it's not your day, it's not your day. Into the D now, looking for the cross. It doesn't seem like as if it can come through there, but the Rams will have a corner.
Yep, they will have a long corner. Good save in the end there by the Dragons keeper, but it has led to a penalty corner, and it's met with some cheers from the St. John's bench. Sorry.
Well, I think they're also tired of cheering now, as more goals have just been streaming in. But here we go with St. John's. They'll be planning to take this one to 6. The question is, will St. George's be able to defend this one? Because when they were getting the opportunity to have a penalty corner, they weren't doing too well. They lost out on that opportunity before the halftime break. Let's see how St. John's will convert this one. Taken through all the way out, so there was poor communication there, but they will still come back into the circle. There we go, circle entry into the D. Well, it is blocked out, but they take it quickly, looking for another circle entry. But this time round, again, St. John's seem to just have the ascendancy. You know, when generally the game is in your favor, all the calls will come in your favor.
They will. I mean, momentum is a huge part of sport, not just hockey, but sport in general. And it plays into the opposition psychology as well. And we've seen that in this game, remember. St. George's Dragons just haven't managed to stay in it.
Oh, yes, they just can't get going. I'm sure they had a game plan. I'm sure they had warmed up. They had done everything that they could. But this one just not coming through. Look at that defense splitting pass. Unfortunately, they're not going to the intended man. And now St. George's can launch their own attack. The last touch coming off a Rams hockey stick. And again, more replacements coming on the field of play here for the Rams. So it looks like the Rams getting that ball, and they will be getting to launch it out. But I kind of felt like as if there was a last touch from the Rams hockey stick there.
Yeah, maybe there was, remember, but the umpires didn't feel so. A circle entry, a rare circle entry for the Dragons, and it's earned them a penalty corner.
Oh yes, a penalty corner. Hopefully that they will be able to convert and save some of the blushes that they currently have right now.
Yep, save the blushes they need to do. Convert this penalty corner. It's not long to go in this game. It's just over 4 minutes to go, but they need to get a score here.
Oh yes, they need to get a score, and the score right now is a 5-0 in favor of the Rams. So definitely the Dragons not having any lamb chops for dinner tonight.
Not having any lamb chops, but they've got an opportunity now to score a goal. It's a good injection. It's gone out the deep, but it's slow ball. They need to take a shot sooner rather than later. They have, and they have another penalty corner.
Well, they have another penalty corner, but that one was a little bit scrappy in the way that they took it. They would need to be a little bit more clinical there and really get a shot in. It's taken, comes out the D, gets back into the D, poor communication, and you really don't understand what they were trying to execute at that particular moment.
No, it's falling to pieces. It's a penalty corner. Get it into the circle and shoot.
Well, it does remind me of a particular novel that we read back in O-level, written by a Nigerian author, Things Fall Apart.
Remember, they are fall apart, or rather they have fallen apart for the Dragons here. They're just trying to finish this game with some form of positivity, maybe get a goal, or maybe the goal is to not let the Rams into your own half again.
Well, a good piece of individual play, but once again running into a green wall. But luckily he has been able to get it through. He crosses it into the box. Can they get a shot off? Well, they can't get a shot off, and possession has been turned over, and it is for the Rams. The Rams right now are smiling ear to ear on the technical bench. It is just only 2 minutes left in this particular quarter, and I don't think there is a better present that they can get, but it looks like St. George's have finally turned around their luck, and they have got a goal in, but too little, too late.
Too little, too late, remember, but I am so happy for the Dragons that they have managed to change that 0 on the scoreboard to 1. Yes, they're not going to win the game, but it's good for them to get a goal in this encounter.
Oh, yes, good for their confidence, good for the way that they will proceed into the season, and definitely not go in with all hope lost.
No hope lost as well. Like we mentioned earlier on air, I really, really want to be at this, the first game of the season when these two sides meet again, be it on grass or turf. It's going to be one heck of a clash.
Oh yes, one heck of a clash, but the Rams are now looking to finish strong, maybe looking for a final goal to just make sure that the 5-goal advantage does remain, but there isn't too much time left. St. George's now on the ascendancy, but coming into the D, looking for the shot. They get it. Can they get it over? Well, it doesn't look like they can. That one goes by the side.
I think the Dragons are wishing they had started this game the way they are finishing it.
I think they did, but they couldn't maintain the momentum.
Yeah, it's been a tough outing for them, but like I said, remember, I'm happy that they're finishing this game in such a manner.
Oh yes, looking to send it through, but that one just goes wide, and nobody was going to be able to take on that rocket. And that means St. John's will have most probably the last piece of the pie here, as they are now looking to run down the clock. 35 seconds left. It's now just all about game management. Rotate the ball round. Even if they are to lose possession, St. George is now looking to attack again, but not happening. Yes, now St. George is coming through. Some of the support, they're just saying, look, score another goal, reduce the arrears, save the blushes. It is going to be necessary. But doesn't look like it's going to happen. And that is the end of that. Well, the Rams will definitely be singing songs long into the night. They come out with a 5-1 win against St. George's. The Dragons obviously will go home with their head down, but not all hope is lost. And I'm sure the coach will definitely have some stern words for his side.
He will have some stern words, remember, but not all hope is lost. Like you mentioned, it is pre-season. These sides are going to meet again, not only on the hockey field, they're going to meet in other sports, but this victory for the Rams will go a long way.
Oh yes, it definitely will. Stay locked on for the post-match analysis. All right, so it is the end of what was an entertaining match. But one thing I must say, it is the Rams that had done all their homework. They came out 5-1 winners against the Dragons. And now I am going to be chatting to the team manager for St. John's College. Well, D, you're a happy man. It is a grudge match. It is a preseason match. Should we read too much into this result?
It was a great game from the boys. They played with so much intensity, and we loved the kind of response they had. It's important to put it in context. These boys haven't been playing a lot of sports, and it's a great win for the Rams. It's going to be an interesting season. That's all we can say. So at this point, we're excited about the game that our boys played and the tenacity that they showed. And yeah, we'll just wait for the season and see how the results will come out.
So big questions will be asked. How did you get the boys so fit? Because they were running in all quarters and St. George's simply couldn't breathe.
I think a big part of that is that we went on tour this past month. So they've been playing a bit of hockey. They played against more experienced sides. So that's been part of our preparation for this. So we just hope this becomes consistent, and then we get to see the same performance during the season, and then we come out victors.
Well, big matches will be coming up tomorrow as well for you, so I'm sure a good night's sleep will be needed for the boys.
Definitely, and yeah, they seem to be up for it, so it's going to be an interesting day of games tomorrow and even on Sunday.
Well, congratulations on the big win. We wish you the best for the rest of this festival and the season.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that was the team manager there for St. George's. Now we have the captain. Well, congratulations on this big win. You just simply didn't give St. George's a chance to breathe.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's just talk about the strategy that you had as a side. I mean, what was the strategy as you were going in?
To beat St. George's. That was the first one. And then just play as a team. Yeah, I was very proud of the boys there.
All right, one of the major things as well that you had is that every time you actually got into their circle, it seemed like goals were just simply flowing for you. Is that part of what you've been working on, particularly when you went on tour and coming back here?
Yes, yeah, that's what we do best. Shots at top D. That's what win the matches.
All right, and now, of course, St. George's will be waiting for that first match within the season. I'm sure you're going to be ready for them again.
Yes, sir, we will be.
All right, congratulations on that one. Wish you the best for the season.
Thank you very much.
All right, now I do take on the captain, the losing captain from St. George's. All right, commiserations for the loss there. Quite unfortunate, only able to score a goal in the last quarter. What do you feel that maybe didn't quite go right for you this evening?
I think overall the boys played well. I think it's just mainly just leaving that one person open as soon as they penetrate the D. Unfortunately, they're really good at shooting, so they capitalized on their shots. Yeah.
And considering the fact that you've come to this Derby Day festival, it was always going to be an intense encounter because of the level of rivalry between you two.
Yeah, definitely. We were really looking forward for this game. Really pumped. It's unfortunate that we came out to lose, but honestly, I'm happy with the hockey that we played. I'm happy that we could give them a run for their money, even though it ended with such a score, but we still put our heart on the field, and we're still happy with the way that we played.
All right, whilst talking about that, tomorrow there are a lot of matches again, so not too much time to wallow within this loss. It's just about picking up the confidence, isn't it?
Definitely. We'll take it as it comes. Tomorrow's a new day, new opportunities. We're going to definitely take the dub tomorrow.
All right, commiserations for the loss, but we wish you the best for tomorrow.
Thank you. Enjoy.
All right, thank you very much there. So having spoken to the captains, well, clearly you can see that they are ready for the season. That'll be coming ready for the matches that will be coming up tomorrow. Don't miss out on the broadcast that will be brought to you live on All Schools Media. And of course, a great big thank you to our streaming partner, that is Accessory Fitment Center. Thank you very much for making this a possibility. And of course, to the sponsors of this St. John's Derby Day Festival for hockey, and that is a Pure Drop. A great big thank you. But as for this evening, the celebration continues, as you can see behind me. But good night for now.